Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson, again with another video, and today I'm talking about the new Formula 1 logo. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Over the past couple weeks, a lot of people have been talking about whether the new Formula 1 is going to get a brand new refresh. They announced that they will get a refresh, and recently they've actually shown us, firstly on Twitter, that they got a new logo. So here is the prior Formula 1 logo, the one that we all know and a lot of people like. Now this logo was a very clever logo, especially at the time when people are loving negative space logos, because we've got the F here and then we've got the actual 1 in the negative space, and we've got this movement here which is counterbalanced to the negative space. And every now and then you'll see huge corporations like social media mainly changing their logos or tweaking them slightly, but Formula 1 have gone ahead and changed their logo entirely. They went back to the drawing board and thought of a better logo, and I'm going to explain some of the reasons why. So here are the three logos that I found online that they were looking at doing. So they're going to choose one of these three and then think they were going to like copyright it and trademark it and stuff. But you can see that we're actually using this one here. Now this is the Formula 1 logo that they're using now. Now whenever a company changes their logo, especially a huge one like Formula 1, we can learn a ton as to why by just looking at the logo, the one new and the one that's old. And the first thing that jumps out to me from the new Formula 1 logo is that there is no negative space design in there. So negative space has been taken out. Now there is something online that they talk about this. On Sky Sports News on the website, it shows here and it talks a bit about the logo design change. And it says, but Kerry said this use of negative space to create the one had been one of the reasons for the change. Now that statement is really interesting to me. Does that mean that logo design is moving away from negative space logos or clever logos into ones that are more simplistic? Yes. I think I talked about this in one of my trends videos where I think things are going to be really simple and be very literal. So things are going to be more abstract and show more of the company in a different clever way, but it's not going to be so as designy clever. So we no longer have any of that negative space goodness that we all love in a logo design, but we do have something that is very cool and more of a really cool illustration. We have the F here and the one there, it's pretty obvious, and then we have the track lines in the middle showing that it's a track, and it's also slanted on the side a little bit and very hard cornered to show speed and agility. And you can see here they chose the right one. I do not like this one at all, and I really do not like this one. This one doesn't really make much sense to me, but you can tell that they're trying to get away from the negative space in the logo design. I think that was the huge part about it, that they did not like the negative space because of a few reasons. The first problem with negative space logos is that they are harder to perceive when they are small. We live in an age now where we have apps, and that means we have app icons. We also live in an age of favicons. Now, Formula 1 are no strangers to these, but designers have had to choose very carefully what they have in the logo. Logo design is literally supposed to be ridiculously simple. The best logos in the world that have ever been created are simple. They are not just things that are clever with negative space inside of them. And you can see this through the Instagram logo, you can see it through the Apple logo, the Boots logo if you're around here, the Tesco logo, the Nike swoosh, and many others like the Adidas. They're not clever, they just work, and the brand brings that logo into fruition to what we love today. So we like those logos because the brand did the work. Now when we scale the Formula 1 logo down a lot and it's in black, you can see that we find it much more difficult to actually pick it out. We see more of the one that looks kind of strange than the F. Now this is a clever logo, but I do not think it is something that is very viable nowadays. Now if I was to show you the newest Formula 1 logo as it is now, when it's small, you can see that it kind of works, but there is also a problem I can see. We can see when it's small, which is a huge part of the testing process, that it's not really recognizable. You can see here that you can't distinguish the tracks or the lines anymore, and it kind of looks like an A. Now, I'm not one to complain about logo designs, but I think it would be class to see a bit of a thicker line in the middle. But if it's in the shape of an app or we put it into an app icon, it should work pretty well. You can see here, I do this all the time. And it's just ways that I test them. So I just put them into a little app icons and change the stroke values like so. Just click, 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 click. And we see this and it works pretty well. I mean, we can actually go ahead and probably double that. as an app icon, it works pretty well and it fits well in the app icon, and it also would fit well as a favicon. Now the cool thing about this logo is that we can see the speed and we can actually see that it works really well. It's very clean and crisp. It wouldn't take a minute to actually draw it out, which is another test that we can do. You can see that's angled really well. You can tell it's an F and a 1, and it really speaks volumes about the company. Now they've got the speed in there because of the sharp corners and the sort of line moving, or the italicized sort of shape, and that's really cool because beforehand they brought these little lines in to show speed, that it was flying kind of. And having these sort of things in here are cool for a logo, and a lot of people love them, but I don't think they work as functional, because when you sort of zoom out like so, you sort of lose some of the integrity of those lines because they're not seen when they're big. You can just see the big fat 1 and the tiny F. And the same goes for the actual lines inside of the new Formula 1 logo. When I zoom out and I'm looking at it from this sort of size, it just looks like a really weird squashed A. But when it zooms out back here, it's fine. Now, I don't know what to make of that yet. Only time will tell, but I do like the concept of it. Some of the images I wanted to show you were these. So we've got a few images on the website. I'll put the link in the below of the actual in-house creation formula of this. So basically it shows you a step-by-step process of what they were doing, and you can see here we've got a bunch of these lines here. A lot of them spark movement, and they were really trapping onto the lines there. They probably worked out it didn't work, so they went for something like this over here, created a more typographic one to see if it would work, and they kept on going until they came up with this process here. You can see down here at the bottom right of the actual logo designs that it shows what it's all about, and it speaks about. So for this left one that they didn't use, it's a retro future, the circuit, dynamic propelled forward. This one over here is bold, aggressive, crossing the line, flowing form. Now the cool thing about this is that if you were to look at a fan of Formula 1, like an ultra fan, it sort of speaks a lot to that fan, and it looks great. We can see some other ones here that they went through, and it's quite surprising how many they've gone through. I think they're really cool. Now the one that I would probably have chosen out of this page would be this one down here, the F1, because that is just super simple and it works at the size that it is. But they've got plenty of these images on their website down below for you to view. Now, why am I making this video? Well, the reason behind it is because I was checking out the actual YouTube video of them releasing the logo or unveiling it, and we got this kind of logo here. So that video of the Formula 1 logo change has sparked a lot of controversy because there are a lot of people saying a lot of different things, but there are two sides to this. A lot of people are saying that they do not like the new Formula 1 logo because they didn't need to change it, and because it looks kind of kiddish and gamery. Some other people like it, but there is a big divide in the community. Now, my personal opinions on the new logo is that I do like it. I think it looks cool. I think the actual track mark in the middle needs to be corrected because it's very thin and you can't see it when it's very small, but it depends on the usage of the logo, obviously. And if you see on the video, the amount of dislikes to likes this has got, it's got 13,000 dislikes and 6,000 likes. So there's a big divide in the community. There are some super fans who will like the logo no matter what, and there are a lot of people that do not like the logo. A lot of people are saying really nasty things. I'm just looking down here and you can see people say, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. People are saying the old logo is much better. Someone says, just when I figured out the hidden one in the old one. People are saying the worst logo. Now, I don't know why people are saying this. The company is obviously going in a different direction and people aren't liking it. So it'll be really interesting to see your thoughts on this. But my thoughts on the logo stay pretty much the same as to, I think it works well. I would not have chosen this one. I think it looks really good. But if I was to do this, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I would have done to the logo to make it a bit more friendly on the app side of things. Now, I'm no professional or anything. I'll just move it down a couple of spaces, move this over a couple of spaces. Now, this is what I would have done with the logo. Kind of something like this. It was just a very quick edit. I had to sort of round that off there, but this is what I would have done with the logo. Created more space within them, just because I think it works better. And I know this isn't the brand red, but I just think it looks a lot better when it's at this size, because you can definitely see it's an F, and it looks a bit more literal. I know I'm nitpicking, and I know some of you guys will be like, why did you change that? But it's just interesting to sort of work it out. Now, great designers will take other designers' work and they will dissect them as to why they've done it, and that's what I'm doing here. Now, I don't know what your thoughts are on this. It'll be really interesting to hear your thoughts down below on what you think about the Formula One logo. I just want to give a huge shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is an online website provider where you can build a website of your own. If you're a blogger, someone who sells products online, or someone who's like me, a designer or creative that sells their services like logo design, hand lettering and design online. I've been using Squarespace for a couple years now and it has helped me massively. I'm able to have an amazing website up relatively quickly. I'm able to make instant changes to it without being a design wizard. I'm also able to sell my brushes, write blog posts, and also have a contact form on there that is super easy to set up. It looks really nice and professional for any designer that's on there, especially if you're on a low budget. Squarespace works as well. If you'd like 10% off Squarespace, then go and click that link down below. You can also try it for free if you want to just design it to see how it would look like. So click that link down below and get yourself a Squarespace website. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Leave your comments down below, like this video, subscribe on the way out if you already haven't done already. Subscribing helps me a lot to know what you like and to get more people watching the videos. Anyway, catch you soon. See you later. Goodbye.